Welcome to another episode of Gamers with your hosts, yours truly, and the awesome Tina. Now, before we introduce our guest, we have to say very important news. Congratulations to Kumiho on their victories in both Valorant and League of Legends.
Thank you.
Yep, not forgotten. Remembered the info. Congratulations, well deserved. And now, for the star of today's show, please help me welcome XArshyy.
Hey guys, how you doing? Thanks so much for having me here.
First, pleasure to have you here. And usually we go for the intro, but you know what? This is your intro. Spotlight's on you. All yours.
Oh my. Okay, so this is the part where I don't hold back, right? So it's not called bragging if I talk about myself, right?
Brag freely. Show the people out there your pro gaming session.
Will do. Yes, pro. Definitely pro. So there's a term I'll start off with, and on Twitch lingo, you might know the term papega. So I'm pro pega, which means, half pro and half papega. So that's me. So that's the first thing you should know about me. My name is XArshyy. I have been gaming ever since I was old enough to hold a controller. First console was the Sega Genesis. And it just built up, went to console, went to PC, and now I actually have been streaming for quite some time over the past 3 years. I've also done a lot of content creation, and I've realized my passion for hosting. So Nadeem, something that you do as well. I love to host. I love going to, networking events, tournaments, things like that. So I've done a bit of casting, but okay at it, but I think my calling is definitely hosting. And I recently also picked up a job at FRUITful esports as a content and community manager. So I'm really definitely grateful for that. I've been in that job for about 6 months, and it really feels great because we're all gamers. It's we really get to connect with the audience, with our players, with everybody, because we know how it feels to be sitting on that gaming chair and anticipating for the tournaments to happen. Especially, in our region where we haven't had much tournaments going on, and there hasn't been much spotlight from other developers and whatnot. So I'm really excited to be part of that, and hopefully we can grow esports in the MENA region together.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And what made you feel interested about this sector? Did you have any reference, or you just like it?
Do you mean just content creation in general?
Yeah, content creation, also being, or maybe close to the esports, all of them.
Well, it was kind of, okay, this is going to be a bit of a long story, but I shall try to make it short and sweet. Basically, I studied dentistry for 6 years, and then I did 1 year of dental internship, so I worked for a year. And I found out a bit too late that it's not for me. A bit of an expensive oopsie, you could say. And after that, I just wanted to pursue my passion. I wanted to go for the impossible, as they say. I mean, whenever they talk about streaming, they go they would compare it to the same aspect of trying to make it as an actor. It's that much of a 1 in a million chance. But I said, you know what, I'm not doing anything. And it was actually during the pandemic. And I'm not leaving the house anyway. So I'm gonna go at it. It was a bit before the pandemic. I was just lucky enough to, I don't know if I should say the word lucky, to the fact that I completely went to the other spectrum of my degree. But let's say I had the chance to explore my passion and to see where it leads me. And that's when I started streaming, and it was very slow in the beginning. I mean, that's the same for everybody, but that's the initial test that you need to pass. Because a lot of people would see, okay, I'm streaming to 1 viewer, and that 1 viewer is myself that's tabbed into the stream. So they don't really make it past that point. But you got to keep going, put in the dedication, put in the persistence, the consistency. And after that 1 viewer turned into 5. Those 5 viewers turned into 30. The 30 turned into 70. And, it just keeps going on. And I managed to get a stable income out of streaming, which was amazing. But it's not always something that people acknowledge. So when my parents get asked, "Oh, what does your daughter do?" she still says, "Oh, she's a dentist. She's a dentist." She just Even though I've repeatedly said I'm not doing that anymore, but she can't really tell her friends, oh, she sits and she plays video games and then people subscribe to her and that's how she makes money. So it's very strange for the older generation to really understand. But yeah, that's how we got here.
Okay, interesting.
Wait, so technically we should be calling you Doc Arshy, right?
Well, if you are part of the people that consider dentists doctors, then yes, you should call me doctor.
It's like a
Has been doctor.
so well, it's still doctor. I mean, dentists do count as doctors, though.
Thank
Yes.
you for saying that.
Here in Spain are called doctors because they are the doctors of the mouth. So yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I've been trying to convince people, but they're like, nah, you're just a fake doctor. What if someone has a heart attack and they're calling out for a doctor? What are you gonna do, pull their tooth out?
Wait, sometimes physical conditions are affected by the tooth. Sometimes people get headaches
Very
from tooth.
true.
So yeah, people,
Very
lesson
true.
learned. Biology people. But
Little do people know, dentistry is actually the specialization of the head and neck. So we actually cover everything. And, you know, there are a lot of diseases, as you said, a lot of conditions that arise from that. So be nice to your dentist.
and call them doctors because they are
Exactly.
doctors. So Doc
Exactly.
Archie.
Yes.
No, that's gonna be a thing from now on. That's therefore your nickname in the entire episode. I think it's gonna be
Oh,
like
no.
a future. It's gonna be
What
like a
have I
future
done?
thing. Imagine when you create
I'm gonna
new
get flamed
accounts.
for this.
Oh, imagine when you start creating new accounts. You're like Dr. Archie. That's it. That's the
Oh
thing.
god, that's the worst. That's the worst.
It's technically you're in the video game, so you're not bothering with just it's the
Nah,
thing.
nah, nah. My video game name is Arshy Smexy. That's what I'm doing.
No doctor in between. Nothing. Just go for it. Did you actually have any, kind of hesitations when you were going to esports, considering how how people still perceive esports in the MENA region?
For sure. I mean, it definitely wasn't an easy path, and there wasn't a lot of encouragement. And the reason that I got into gaming and exposing myself really and my passion for gaming and esports so early in the MENA region is because I had support from my husband. He was the one who told me, listen, if the path that you chose earlier, which is dentistry, did not work out, don't worry, we're going to pursue your passion, and I know that you can do it, and I encourage you and I support you in every way. So he was the one who was supporting the both of us at the time when I had no income. He got me a computer that I could stream from. He got me the games. Let's say he invested in me, and that's why he takes a lot of credit for the success I have now. And he makes sure that I don't forget it. But yeah, I definitely had a lot of encouragement from him, and I would not be here. I would not have gotten even close to the achievements that I have if not for his support. And it makes me a bit sad because not a lot of people have that support system, especially when it comes to women. I mean, women, there are so many that want to game, and there's so many that are good at the game, but they don't really have the chance because, let's say, their parents wouldn't let them go to net cafes. I mean, that was the situation for me. I feel like I missed out on so many games and so many connections because I wasn't allowed to do those things. I remember specifically when I'm supposed to be studying or when I was supposed to be just sitting in my room and drawing, and I had a huge stack of books right here where you could see from the door, and I had my laptop and I was playing League of Legends just all the whole time. So whenever someone would walk through the door, I'd go just close it quickly and pretend like I'm doing something else. But yeah, it's definitely not an easy road to cross. But with the encouragement that I had, it was possible.
Yeah, I think this is something that always happen, no? Because in my case, I just create an esport club. My family was the same. They were like, why are you doing this? Just focus on your background profession, because I'm teacher. Just study about to be teacher. Just focus on that and try to get a job. And it was like, but why I cannot create an esport club?
True. I can't say enough. So I can't say enough.
Yeah.
Like, the amount of times people said, "Are you sure you're not going to continue dentistry? Are you sure?" I'm like, sorry.
So yeah, right now I'm just working on my professional profile that is teacher, and also I'm just working in my esport club, no. But now they understand that this is like another job. Maybe I just try to do it as a hobby, but now it's more professional, no. But now they understood everything. But from the first time was terrible. was terrible.
Yeah, I understand. It's tough to try to convince them, you know, but
Yeah.
I'm glad that they see that now.
Yes.
But in the end, I mean, in the end, look at where you ladies are in the industry. You've achieved something, and of course, you get to brag. You know, you get to stand in front of parents. Look at me, I'm doing content. Look, I'm on TV. You know, fame. So you know, I know it's not exactly a doctor thing, but still, it's an industry that you love, and you can, you know, and considering how the industry is evolving, literally could brag about it and show them like there's more to it than just games. You could do content. You could do, hosting, casting, you could do team management. I mean, the sky's the limit.
100%. I mean, it's a bit difficult when you explain it to the older generation. You have to be careful with the words that you use. For example, when I try to explain to my father about how streaming works and how I get my income, so I made a mistake and I said that I get donations, and my father saw that as
Charity.
What daughter of yes. No daughter of mine is going to get donations. What, are you poor? You should not accept it. I'm like, no, that's not how it works. I shouldn't have used that word. That was my mistake.
Oops.
You really have to be careful when you try to explain it.
Rewind time, please. Can I repeat this conversation again, please? It's like you'd wish you imagine how the conversation worked, and when you go at it, you realize, oops, I think I shouldn't have used that.
Right.
But I mean, you're showing them the content, and I'm pretty sure little by little they are seeing, like, when you're participating in events and they're
showing them the content.
I mean,
yeah, I mean, it's not very parent friendly, you know, gamer content, especially with the things you might say. So I show them the hosting work, and I show them a little bit of sponsored streams where I'm supposed to behave. That's what I show, but I don't show the entirety of it.
But you could also show them this interview. I mean, friend the conversation.
I mean, not now. Not now after I said that.
Busted. Oops. It's on the internet. No escaping that.
Nadim, you told me you're going to keep me safe. You lied to me.
Oh, right. Should we delete that part? Maybe.
I'm going to ask you if you know someone that wants to start to do to be a content creator, and that person have this problem. What advice would you give to the person? I mean, you will say like just do it, or just be careful, or
okay. So with the content creation, it's super important to be dedicated. I think the number one thing that gets you from, you know, 0 to hero is consistency, is to be able to have that drive for it. A lot of people say, I want to be a content creator, I want to be a streamer. And I've heard this from many, many people. And then you see them put out a stream once a week, once every couple of weeks. That's not how it works. People will forget. People need to put you in their routine. They open their phone, they're going to think, oh, what video am I going to see from person X today? They're going to organize their day. Oh, I'm going to come back from work and I'm going to watch this person's stream. That's how it should work. Consistency. When I first started, I streamed every single day. I streamed all the time, and I formed a community that way. And it became, you know how it worked, they say we're a family, and that's all, you know, bullshit, but in this case it's true. You know, they come to you, they tell you about their problems, people try to help out. Sometimes they don't even want you to talk and tell them advice, they just want you to listen. So that's super important. If you're not consistent, you're not going to form, I don't want to say fan base, I want to say community, because that's much stronger. You're not going to form that, you're not going to get anywhere. So if you don't have that initial thing, then I would not suggest it for you.
Interesting.
You have to be basically empathetic. If you're not empathetic, content creation might be problematic. Well, if you're trying to create community. So as a host, basically, what are the techniques you would apply to being a host? Is there like a routine kind of thing, or is there like a guideline, or you could be just about anything you can be?
Okay, you're trying to get my secrets? Is that what's happening here?
Well, it's just like saying, what kind of persona do you do in those kind of things? Do you unleash a different persona, or do you just do your usual self, nothing fancy?
It depends. It depends. Like just yesterday, I was looking over some of my work, and one of the work that I've done as a host is the host of a CS:GO tournament. and what you have to see what it calls for. So I had a panel, and there were two analysts I had to check up on their vibe, and they seemed to be very what's it called? They're very comfortable. They're very lenient with the way that they're talking. So I try to match their vibe. It was very casual. I was more me. However, another time when I was hosting, I did a gig for LG where I had to advertise for their television, and they also had a collaboration with a Fortnite competition. So for that, I had to be more formal because they wanted me to talk about the specifics of the product. They wanted me to basically be the face of a big company. In that case, you have to change a bit of your persona. You can't really be throwing out cuss words and letting your guard down. So it really depends on the gig you have.
So you have to adjust to the situation you're in. You can't follow the same pattern over and over sometimes. But you do discover yourself, your unique talents in the process. Like sometimes you just discover you can do this and you don't even realize. Sometimes you can be hyperactive and energetic and you don't realize that, wow, I can actually do that. I didn't even know. So it's like you discover yourself in the process.
Oh, definitely, for sure. I mean, you discover things that you didn't know you could do. Like when I got the gig for the CSGO tournament, I've never played CSGO. I don't know what it's about at all. But I just watched some tournaments, I watched some videos, and I fed off of the information that the analysts and the casters were giving me. And it turned out to be really smooth, really easy. And I don't know if you guys play CSGO, but in one of the maps, Inferno, a lot of the initiatives on the map is to control banana, and the analyst kept saying, you got to control banana, you got to go from CT to banana, you got to take back banana. And I just started laughing, and it was live, and I was the host, and I just started laughing. And it actually turned out to be a really cute and funny moment. I didn't get scolded for it. It was the opposite. They said, wow, that moment was so genuine. It was so it was really relatable to people who don't play CSGO. So to hear banana in
it's like
in a game like CSGO,
an FPS game where you shoot people and you hear the word banana. I mean, I know in the Italy map, you're like, chicken, chase the chickens and all that. What? Yeah. What? Bananas and chickens.
That's definitely nice.
It sounds like a kitchen.
During all this process, being content creator or also host, do you have any funny moments? You just talk about the banana moments, but do you have another during all this process?
So when it comes to my stream, we definitely like to keep it genuine. So when it comes to streaming, it's always me. I don't put on a different persona at all. Situations arise in a game where something funny would happen. And in that case, we would clip my voice. My community would clip my voice, and then it'll be a sound command on my stream. So one of them, the reason I have a banana over here is that we were playing the game Fall Guys, and one of the rounds you have fruits on the board, and then you have to match it to the floor. So I said in a very, very confusing and determined way, I said, where's the banana? Where's the banana? And that became a sound command. And I have to show the banana whenever someone asks where the banana is. So that's just one of the things. And I have a couple of others as well. So we really like to take note of these memorable moments and just make content out of it.
Merchandising banana.
Banana.
That's quite the fruity jokes. Now then, so here's the interesting parts. What do you think the real issue when it comes to how women are being treated in the esports industry currently?
Well, this all roots back to the fact that I was asked to speak on a panel last year, I believe, where they talked about women in gaming and esports. And listen, I know that I'm not all that, and they didn't specifically want me. And it's a token panel, and how it's a token panel is that it's at the end of the conference, and it's in the end and the last day of the conference, or they have people in the panel who have no idea what they're talking about. So I understand that from that we really are not given enough attention. And I was never really an advocate for women in gaming. I I didn't even that thought didn't even cross my mind. But then once I did get invited to these panels, I started thinking about it in a serious manner, and I started doing some research, and I started implementing my own experience and the experiences of others, and I realized this is really a problem. This is something that we need to change. And what turned out from something that I never really thought about, and out of the outcome of being asked to speak in panels where it just was coincidental, probably someone couldn't make it and they called me. I don't know what happened, but I guess it was like meant to be in that way, where I really got invested. And I think that women in the region are definitely not as free as they are outside. They're not as encouraged. They're not really allowed to participate in gaming. And it's not just esports, it's just casual gaming that's frowned upon. There's really this stigma that women should be doing feminine things. They should have feminine hobbies and men should do masculine hobbies. And that's something that is, just ridiculous, because, there is no masculine and feminine hobby. And don't get me wrong, I'm not a feminist in what way whatsoever. But in this case, it's not a feminist thing. It's just a logical thing that, women should be allowed to play video games as well. And I know a lot of women who are actually way better than men, but this isn't a men versus women thing at all. It's just to have women be more inclusive in gaming. Now, let's move on to the esports aspect. When it comes to the esports aspect, there are tournaments now coming up very recently in the past 2 years that are female only. And I applaud this. I love this. However, I strongly believe that over the next couple of years, this should gradually dissipate. Because what the tournaments are doing right now, the all-girl tournaments are doing, is giving a platform for women to participate, to let them come out of their shell, to see, listen, I'm a pro player and it's okay for me to compete. So more and more women will be exposed to gaming. More and more women will have more time to perfect their skills in gaming. And then there just won't be a discrepancy between men and women when it comes to esports. Then you're going to be seeing tournaments with either genders. So that's the goal, in my opinion. And that's why we need to have women-only tournaments at this moment, at this time, in order for them to be profitable, in order to see them on the big stage. We have to put it, if with any company, with any idea, you need to invest. You need to invest in them, believe in that idea, and then the fruit will come out. That was really weird to say. The
banana?
Fruit will come out.
Banana?
And then the fruits of your labor will be shown. So yeah, I that's where I stand when it comes to gaming for women in the region.
But,
yeah, I agree with you when you say that there is no need to be feminist, not just to know that there is a problem in the esports, also in video games. But I think, as you say, it's something more social that need to change. It's something like our minds. But this need to be worked by the organization, I think. I know there are a lot of tournaments about for girls, for them just to feel more comfortable in the sector, and that's allow them to go to the other more official tournaments. No, I mean in the tier 1 tournaments. Here in Spain, I know there is just one team that has a girl in their main roster in Valorant, if I remember well, but only one in Spain. We have a lot of teams in Spain, but I mean I feel this is going to change little by little, but it's being very difficult right now, because we all have that thought that the girls has no level to participate in the tier 1 tournament. I don't think so, honestly. But anyway, it's something that they need to change.
I definitely agree. I mean, right now, we are not good enough, but we're getting there. And that's why we need the encouragement and we need the help and we need platforms such as, Girl Gamer tournaments in order to get there. But definitely, we want that to happen, and it would be great to see it happen.
Yes.
So in that sense, we can't really say that in terms of esports, gaming, of course, in that sense, in the competitive gaming, men and women cannot be measured on equal caliber. Do you believe in that aspect at the moment?
Yes, at the moment, definitely. Men do have the upper hand. Uh, Simply not because of any physical reason, not because of any mental reason. Truly because of experience. Men have always had the experience. Men have had the chance. Men have had the support, and that's what we're asking for women.
Well, obviously, little by little, it will be achieved because there are a lot of women gamers, content creators. I mean, women are present within every aspect of esports industry, but when it comes, let's say, to pro playing, for instance, it'll take time because it's like that debate with the chess concept, where chess was originally, the game of kings, and people always assume that it's only for men. But as time
Right.
progressed, women started to participate and show interest. This is the exact word, show interest, because before there was no interest in it, because it was because subconsciously people thought, okay, game of kings, therefore it's for guys. But little by little, when some women started showing interest in it and more women continued showing interest, it grew into, an industry for everyone. Now there are tournaments that are for men, there are tournaments for women, and there's the Grand International Tournament, which is basically for all people. Like this is what we should hope for esports in the future, where okay, there are tournaments for men alone, tournaments for women alone, and there will be tournaments that involve everyone in it. So it can create like a kind of a harmony thing where everybody can compete, no restrictions, no gender confusion with this whole, men could do it, women can't kind of drama. So
Right.
we hope that esports becomes this thing, because we see esports as something different than what other aspects of the world is, like football, basketball, all that. No, we want to see esports as a unique sports system where it involves everyone. Everyone has the right. The main keyword is opportunity. That's what we want. We want everyone to have equal opportunity, and based on their unique set of skills, be able to shine based on what they can do. Like it's
100%.
it has to reach a point where we would say it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, it's what you could do. That's it. If you can play well, then you deserve a spot. If you can't play well, then no, you don't. It's just that simple, really.
Yeah, so what you said was beautifully said, and what I really want to stress on is a lot of people have been trying to push for girl gamers to, compete, and it's just not there yet, and it's not that we don't want girl gamers. We want gamers that are good that just happen to be female. That's what we want.
I mean, but keep that in mind. It's the same debate with I think
Totally agree.
it's the same debate when it comes to the financial aspects, when it comes to, let's say, NBA versus WNBA. It's the same thing. It's when you look at the NBA, you see like the income, the massive investments, the huge people who are paying, versus the WNBA, which is not the same. It's not to diminish the worth of the accomplishments of women within the WNBA, no, but it's to say that there is a difference when it comes to the financial structure, the investments being put. It's that's what's concerning when it can only end up in esports, like in the same thing. When it comes to
Right.
this separation, when you have tournaments for women, tournaments for men, the investments and the financial aspect is going to be concerning, because there's a high chance that the most financial investments will go to the male concept, not to the female, because it's viewership, investments. Where will they go
Right.
most? So that's a bit concerning. So if you end up creating a tournament that involves both people in the same bubble, you won't have to worry about the whole financial structure. You know that people will invest. You know that a lot of people will viewership. There will be a lot of viewership. But if you create separate tournaments, it's going to be concerning in terms of financial aspects and investments. So concerning. That's a bit.
I do want to stress on the fact that you shouldn't really compare the two, because esports isn't a physical sport. While you said WNBA, that's a physical sport, so there's going to be differences when it comes to the gameplay. When it obviously physically wise, men will be superior at a certain sport. That's something I believe, and you can't really compare the two. When it comes to esports, women are just as capable as men to excel, and I think that it would be just as entertaining, if not more entertaining, to also watch women play. So there should be investments for esports and women. There should be all female tournaments for now, And then later on, we'll have the mixed tournaments. But yeah, I just definitely want to stress that there is no disadvantage. There is no handicap for women in esports. And it's just a situation that's temporary for now. And just with our encouragement and our support, and as you said, the opportunity, that will all change.
Absolutely.
Okay, now we're going to change a bit, no, Nadim? I'm going to ask you something that we ask to all our guests. What is your favorite game that you play?
Okay.
Spotlight.
Okay, listen. I played
Uh-oh.
League of Legends for like 7 years, something like that. However, that is not my favorite game. That's my longest played game. Let's keep it that way. It has a special place in my heart because I met my husband through that game. So it definitely has significance for me in my life. That being said, it's too toxic. I need to put it aside. I haven't played it in a very long time. My favorite game would definitely have to be from the Soulsborne genre. I've been playing it ever since I started streaming. Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Sekiro, those types of games. I just love it. I'm a bit of a masochist, so when I play these video games, I instantly put challenges for myself. So I don't know if there's any Soulsborne players watching, but I don't. I'm so much of a masochist. Don't do this, guys. Don't do this. Don't suffer. All right, don't suffer. I don't summon ever. I never summon. If there's an item to be used that would make my life easier, I don't use it because there's an item in game that's designed to help you play, but nah, I'm not gonna use it. I just want to suffer. And I have to play melee, so I don't use any sorcery, I don't use any magic. I'm always in your face trying to defeat the boss. So I'm kind of playing one single boss for like 5-6 hours, something like that. And that's just how I sadly enjoy playing the game.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how fast do you rage?
Okay, when it's PvP, I rage very, very fast. So in League of Legends, I never duo. I always played solo ranked because I was just a monster with people, and I didn't want to affect that relationship. But with PvE, I'm fine. I don't rage that much. I'm okay. Like that's why I'm able to do these challenges when it comes to Soulsborne games. That's why I'm able to go 5-6 hours on a boss, sometimes more. Because I do have patience and I don't rage. But PvP,
nope.
No more Mr. Nice Guy.
The inner rage is unleashed.
Exactly. So I had to let go of that. Ever since I became a mother, I said, nope, no more PvP for me. I can't do it. It's not good for my sanity. I have to stay fine. I'm responsible for another human being now. So yeah, changes had to be made in my life.
Imagine going full Hulk mode, smashing your keyboard, and your son or daughter opens her up. Mom, it's flying keyboards and say, oh, no.
No, but then you have to remember how expensive it is and just slowly put it down. No, not gonna break it.
You mean after it's already been broken? I'm trying to imagine the picture of your son or daughter opening the door slowly, looking at you, smashing the keyboard, and they're so terrified. It's like, oh, okay, never mind.
Thankfully, she's not old enough for that yet.
I'm going to close the door.
Close the door. It's like, Mom, can I have a sandwich? Never mind. I'm not hungry anymore. Close.
My gosh, poor thing. Her future's not looking good.
It's grim.
No, she'll get it. She'll get it because she's gonna be like me.
Oh yeah, but you're not. Please don't rage. You saw me rage. Do not rage. These things are expensive. Like
I'm not gonna give her expensive stuff. She's gonna start, with the OG ones, the OG keyboards, no RGB, none of that stuff. She has to earn it. You hit diamond, then you get RGB.
I can imagine her looking at, Mommy, can I smash something? with those puppy eye look, like, Mom, can I smash this, please? Please? Parenting 101, let them smash the keyboard.
Take notes, guys.
Gaming habits. Christina?
Well, I'm going to ask you about League of Legends because it's the game that I know. what character do you usually play? I mean, your favorite.
Please
Because
don't say.
Nadine usually,
Please don't
Nadine
say Lux.
usually,
Don't say Lux. Don't you dare say Lux. I'll end this interview in this minute. No Lux.
she says Silax. I didn't understand. Sorry.
Let me tell you a story.
Oh boy.
Okay. Let
Here
me
we
tell
go.
you a
No,
story.
but Silax, only Silax.
If you
tell
say
you the
Lux,
story first.
if you
Let
say
me tell you the
Lux,
story first. Okay. So, when I met my husband in League of Legends, right? He did something that showed me, wow, this guy is serious. This guy is marriage material. I'm gonna go for it. What he did is that he bought me Elementalist Lux skin, which is about
Lux.
$30. Let me tell you, that is an expensive skin. So yeah, I'm sorry, I'm typical girl. I love Lux.
I'm done. I quit. That's
Oh,
it. I'm done.
Lux?
That's it. Everybody's Lux. I played with
Girls
Christina
love
and her
Lux.
Lux. What is it with Lux?
I don't
You
know.
guys drive me nuts with Lux. I've said it before, but one time I was playing with Christina. I was being Vex mid. I was, enjoying Vex mid because this character is awesome. And I'm trying to kill the character for first blood, After, for some odd reason, we never killed anyone. And I reached level 5, and she reached level 5. And I was like this close to get first blood. Then Christina decided, hey, let me ulti. Yeah, first blood get. Who's the support?
She deserves it. She deserves it, in my opinion.
Lux players. Christina and you. Yeah.
Have you played also, because we always talk about Riot games, video games, have you tried Valorant or?
I have tried Valorant. I mean, listen, I know our region loves Riot games. I love it too.
Mhm.
I love League of Legends. I played it for so long, and when it comes to Valorant, I have an issue with it because I get jump scared very easily, and Valorant is it's a horror game for me because it's just you're quiet the entire time and you try not to make noise, right? So you're going slowly, okay, and you're
Yeah.
checking corners, and then bam, and then my heart drops. I can't. So I prefer to play games that are more, full-time adrenaline. So games like Apex Legends, like Overwatch, where it's fully active, and that way I'm not horrified. My whole body doesn't shiver. But I watch it tons. I love to watch it. I'm always watching XArshyy on YouTube. I'm watching tournaments. I don't play it, but I'm a big fan of just watching it.
Okay.
Well, it's no Hogwarts Legacy, but it'll do. Christina, you're not gonna ask any, Harry Potter questions, are you? Just letting.
Just if she wants to share with us all of her social sites,
Yes.
just that people can find her and know about her.
Yes.
Sure. So I've made it pretty easy. My socials are under XArshyy with a double Y. So that's XArshyy on everything. So TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. Yeah, did I cover them all? But yeah,
one for everything.
Yeah, one for everything. So do check me out on there. I post a lot of stuff. Usually the content that I prey on is usually with humor. That's my kind of thing. Come visit our streams. Our stream, we always keep it real. Everyone is welcome. What we thrive on is witty banter. So if that's something that you guys can't handle, then my stream is not for you. So if I say, wow, you look really fat today in those jeans, that means, that's luscious and I want a piece of that. That's what I mean. So
I think we
so
need
definitely come by.
Need subtitles for everyone. Easy.
Oh shoot, I'm sorry. I don't know what I was supposed to say or not say.
For translation reasons only. So before we end this amazing interview, any words of wisdom to all the awesome ladies out there who might be interested to pursue a career in esports such as you have?
That's a bit heavy. I need to prepare for that.
No pressure.
No pressure. No pressure at all.
No.
Just words of wisdom
Of course.
that you have to pass on.
Yep.
That will live on forever on the internet. Okay, I digress. Basically, what I would advise to anyone out there who's trying to game or trying to make it is just go for it, test the waters, see if it's for you. You don't always have to be a streamer that goes live. You can be a content creator that just records and then posts videos later, because if that might be your thing. You might just be a professional player, enter your first tournament, see how it is. Never say no before trying it. That also applies to some, to food. I'm a big foodie. Always try it. But yeah, definitely find your support system. If you don't have that, find a community that will support you. There are a lot of communities out there that will welcome you with open arms, and you'll never feel alone. And that's what you should see the world of gaming as. It's not just a form of entertainment. It's also a way to socialize, a way to keep you away from depression. I'm just going to go out there and say that word because I know we've all been there. Depression, anxiety, feeling uncomfortable in a social space. It really helps you improve as a person and improve your mentality. And if it's something that you like, I think you should definitely go for it.
That's an amazing message, honestly.
Sensei Archie, yosh. Well, I
okay,
believe...
Nadine, you can close if you want.
Alrighty. Well, this concludes this amazing interview. Thank you very much for your time, Archie. It was truly a pleasure.
My pleasure.
And this is all for today until we meet again in the future. Till then, stay awesome and play games. Adios!